Baba always emphasizes on these three words: Janana, Manana, and Chalna. Yes, so knowing, believing, and behaving. Yes, and I was just thinking about, when we come to Baba, Baba tells us, and we know because he tells us. And people in the world, they make a lot of effort to know, and they keep saying, I don't know, I don't know, and they keep making an effort to know. But when we come to Baba, we don't make an effort to know. Baba sits and makes us know everything. But does that knowing translate into believing? Because I know that I am a soul because Baba has told me. But do I believe I am a soul? Because if I am a soul, I must remember Baba. But I think there is a big gap between what we know and what we believe. Because now we are studying from the ocean of knowledge himself, so very easy to know. But have I made the effort to shift from this position of the one who knows to the one who believes? I'm not even talking about behave right now. Yes, do I even believe I am a soul? Because Baba tells us in the Murli every day that I give you many yuktis. And what is yukti? So, I give you many, many answers, many examples, many methods to arrive at this belief that you are a soul. But am I buying into those yuktis? Am I really, internalizing them to a point where I believe that I am a soul? And I was just thinking, that if somebody came to you and you're giving them a course and they just tell you, I don't believe I'm a soul, I don't think I'm a soul, then do you have enough faith in the fact that you are a soul that you can make them full of faith? So, if somebody is willing to listen, have you really internalized that, and do you know for sure, and is that a strong dharana? Because if that's not something you are totally believing, then the other person will keep asking questions, and they are not leaving, they are not telling you that I won't believe, but they are just asking questions. And then why do you get flustered with that? Why do you get irritated with that? Probably because you are not yourself convinced that you're a soul, and you just because Baba told us, so I'll pass that on to somebody. But then, do I deeply believe that I am a soul? And do you ask yourself this question that, who am I? Am I the mouth, the ears, the eyes? Or am I the one who is seeing through the eyes? Am I the one who is thinking through the mind? Am I the one who is talking through the mouth? And then, have you tried to see yourself? What state are you in? Because you see, Baba tells us that you are a soul and you are the one who is thinking through the mind or focusing through the buddhi or seeing through the eyes and hearing through the ears and speaking through the mouth, and you are the one making choices and doing karma and doing everything through this body. But we know that, but have I experimented with it? Have I thought about it enough? And has that thinking led me to see that I'm the soul sitting behind the eyes and doing all of this? And do you understand that when you are a soul sitting here and you are the one who creates a thought in the mind that this person is so and so, and then your mouth speaks that I recognize you, you are so and so. So can you spot yourself? Do you spot yourself according to the knowledge that you're given? Because knowledge is always, so let's say you're given a knowledge in school, so maybe you're told that when you scrub something with a soap and water, it gets clean. Okay, so this is knowledge. But have you applied the soap and water and cleaned? Because if you have applied the soap and water and cleaned, then you know that this is true. And anybody who asks you, you can just show that do like this, and you know that this will get clean. So it's as concrete as that. Similarly, can you see the whole, with your buddhi, can you see clearly that I'm a soul sitting behind the eyes and I'm the one thinking through the mind, and when I create a thought, that thought gets translated into action, because I am the one who is doing everything through the body. And if I don't want that action to happen, then I have to look at what is it inside me that is causing that action. And do I become aware that, and Baba tells us that you are at the end of your 84th birth, and this is why you have all these sanskars which are not okay. And do you realize how many sanskars I have which are not giving me an experience of harmony and happiness? And it is my karma that is taking away my happiness. But why am I doing that karma in the first place? Because of the weakness inside. And if I knew I am weak, then would I not remember the one who recharges? So if I realize that I'm a weak soul and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing and not doing what I'm not doing, and that's why I'm making the choices which are not giving me the experience of life that I'm looking for. And when you realize that, would you not remember the one who recharges you? You would remember Baba, of course. Waking up, sleeping, every time you would remember Baba, because you know that that is my pill. If I don't take my medicine, I'm going to be driven crazy. So anybody who realizes I'm unwell, they pay attention to taking their medicine. And meditation is medicine for the soul. So if I realize that I am the soul and I am the one doing everything through the body, I am the one who is making those choices of thought, word, act, which are giving me a miserable experience in life, then would I not try to treat myself? Would I not try to, better myself through Baba's remembrance? Because Baba is the healer, Baba is the one who recharges, Baba is the one who is giving me everything. And have I not experienced? So Baba tells us that if you have yoga with me, you will receive power. if you have yoga with me, you will become virtuous. So have I not experimented with the fact that when I sit in the awareness that I am a soul, drawing the light of love and drawing the light of purity from Baba, then I come to a better position to deal with whatever is happening around me. Have I not experimented with that? And if I have, how can I sleep at Amrit Vela? If I have experienced, then don't you understand that if I don't do today's Amrit Vela, no charge, and I'll be running, dry all day, and how will I do what I'm meant to do? So Baba says that it is all about, knowing and believing, because believing, again, when you have this belief, when you strongly, you have translated that knowing that Baba is giving you. So Baba gives us knowledge which is freely flowing from Baba. But what part of that knowledge has become my personal belief system? That's very important to ask. And then Baba says that, you are at the end of Kali Yuga and Satyuga is coming. And have I thought about it? Do you think that Kali Yuga can get worse? There is no worse left. Yes, it can only get better now. So Baba tells us that you are at the lowest. And when you are at the lowest, you can only go higher than this, you can only go upward. So Baba tells us that in a cycle, when you reach the lowest point, the lowest place, then the only way is to go forward or, go upwards. You cannot go lower than this. So just ask yourself that when Baba tells us that this is the last yuga and after this there is no falling down further, you can only rise, and I have come because it's time for you to rise. So have I started believing that? Because if I believe that, then I would, start using the powers that Baba is giving me and start following Shrimad, because Baba is, all Shrimad is about packing up, wrapping up, all that is, and creating, doing karma and accumulating account for the new world. So what is Shrimad telling us? That finish the old accounts, withdraw your attention from the old and prepare for the new. But why am I not following Shrimad? Why am I not wrapping up? Why am I not interested in pack up? Because somewhere I don't believe that this is the time for the big shift. And you see that we hear so many things that Baba speaks in the Murli. We are practically seeing them happen. Yes, so like Baba says that, everything will be full of uncertainty, and from nature, from the government, from events outside, from your own, in the relationships, in the work you do, everything will be very uncertain. And am I not seeing that uncertainty? I'm certainly seeing that uncertainty. I'm seeing the signs of whatever Baba is telling me in the Murli. But have I come to that place where I strongly believe that this is the end and this is the new beginning, and if I have to go further, I have to lay the foundation of the new world through my new sanskars right now. And this is most important, because I think, most knowing has not translated into believing. So, we are listening to the Murli and we say Baba says this and Baba says that, but do I believe in that? And firstly, let me check how much I believe in the truths that Baba is telling. I am a soul and whatever I need has to come from Baba. So, I am a soul, and my sustenance, my nourishment, whatever the soul needs has to come from Baba. There is no other source. So, there is nothing else in the world, in nature, in people, in places, in things that can replenish me. So, do I have that strong faith that only Baba is the one who can replenish me, or am I still living in that illusion? Because Baba tells us that you get everything from me, you cannot get anything from anyone now. But have I, is that a part of my belief system now? Or am I still living in the hope that someone or something out there in the old world exists which can fulfill me? Because if I believe that, then I will keep running after that one thing or one person who I still have hope with. Yes, and who I think can fulfill me. And I've still not understood that, no one or nothing can fulfill me, because I'm suffering from a spiritual problem, not from a physical need. All my problems are coming from a place of spiritual depletion. So have I thought about it? Baba always tells, churn the ocean of knowledge. Do vichar sagar manthan. Why does he say do vichar sagar manthan, or churn on what I am saying? Because only when you churn on it, it becomes your belief. Otherwise, it is always Baba says this, Baba says that, but do I believe it? I don't know. Yes, so I have to think about the truths, the foundation. I am a soul, Baba is my everything and none other, and it is supposedly like that only Baba can fulfill me. Do I believe that? Do I believe that I am a depleted soul at the end of my 84 birth journey, and from here I can take sustenance from Baba, recharge myself and become eligible to go to Satyug? Or I still think that Kaliyuga is going to continue and my Kaliyugi sanskars are important and I cannot do away with them. Or I believe that the big shift is happening any time now, so let me be ready. Yes, have you seen those people who get dressed up only at the nick of time when they have to leave for work or the airport or something, and if you see them 5 minutes earlier, they would not choose to get dressed properly. Why? Because they are so fixated with this idea that I have to get ready only on time. So do I understand that it is time now and I must get ready, or have I got my whole sense of time wrong, and I think that there's still a lot of time left, and Baba is just being an anxious parent telling you to get ready all the time, and it's not like we have to get ready right now. So have you seen with anxious parents, they keep saying, and then the child knows that my parent is suffering from anxiety, so I don't have to get ready when he asks me to. So do I understand? Have I processed all of what Baba is telling me, and have I come to a place where I agree with him? Has the truth become my belief? Because the truth is the truth, but until it becomes my belief, it doesn't translate into shift in behavior. So the truth is the truth, and there is a reason why the truth, Baba has come and he is sharing the truth, because it is time that we knew the truth, believed in the truth, and shifted our behavior. But do I do that? That's a very big question, because I think today in the Murli, when Baba says that some children don't have accurate yoga, and that's why you're not able to become a spiritual guide. So I was just thinking, that this is such a big power that if I am on the same page with Baba, then I can pull somebody to be on the same page with Baba. Yes, if I am in yoga with Baba, which means that my state of awareness and beliefs and everything is like Baba. When I am in yoga with Baba, yoga is not like, I am sitting in meditation. So when I have yoga with Baba means I am on the same page with Baba. I am on the same footing, same frequency with Baba. And until and unless I churn what Baba is saying, and I always move, because if I churn the knowledge, then I will always have my awareness, my remembrance with Baba, because that's what the crux of the knowledge is. I am a depleted soul, I have to get recharged. So if I have realized that, I will always have yoga with Baba. And if you have yoga with Baba, then even if the biggest non-believer comes in front of you, you know that this is important. You know that remembering Baba is the only way to shift from your state to a better state, from this world to a better world. And if you have that conviction, then can't you pull that non-believer into belief? You can become a spiritual guide. And have you seen the power of dharana? Somebody who believes can make the other person believe. Yes, somebody who believes in miracles can make you believe in miracles. Here it is about truth, but somebody who believes in something that is not even true can make you believe in that. So, I have seen that power of dharana, and I remember, there was, today Baba also talks about, this thing that the poor, because they study well, they get a position in Satyug. And there was one video that somebody shared with me, and it was a very interesting video about 4 friends. And 4 of them, all 4 of them are IS officers. And they are all 4 friends. And there was an interview where the interviewer was asking one of them, how is it that all 4 of you are IS officers and you're friends? Because sometimes there is always this thing that there is luck and not everybody is the same, and how can we be? And then this person says that, when we were young and we were friends, we were sitting together and we were having this conversation where one of the friends said, you see, in order to be a politician, you need connections. In order to be a businessman, you need money. But in order to be an IS officer, you need to study. And what is study? You have the books, you internalize them, and you write an exam. And this is the easiest. So, they were talking that this is the easiest. There is a book, you read it, you remember it, and you write it in the exam. What's difficult about it? And then they all thought that this is what we can become. And then they started studying, because they knew that this is just a book and you have to remember the contents of the book and reproduce it on paper. That's all that you have to do. And when that fellow was talking, I suddenly felt that yes, it is about this much. And I was totally, in that moment, I was so convinced that being an IS officer is the simplest thing to do on earth. Because you see, that's the power of dharana. That's what somebody who has done it can make you believe. And Here we say that, when somebody comes, we are not able to guide them, we are not able to have them, we are not able to inspire them to have yoga with Baba. Why? Because that dharana is missing. And if I know I am a soul, and if I know deeply, theoretically, practically, logically, scientifically, if I'm in every way convinced that I am a soul and this is my Baba and this is the end of time and I have to recharge myself and go to Satyog, how is it possible that you tell somebody and they don't get it? They will get it. Yes, because they might ask you 10 questions, but you have an answer to them because you've processed it inside. And you have the compassion to be a spiritual guide. So you're listening to what they are saying and you are answering compassionately, and they will get what you have got. Because that's the power of a believer. And I have even seen people, convince you for very frivolous stuff like, I got really convinced about something, back in in my youth by somebody which was very stupid. Like they told me that if you do this puja or I don't know what, then some miracle is going to happen. And they had so much conviction in their voice that I got convinced there. So, but after 2 days, I found myself laughing at it because that is not the truth. So now this is the truth. But if you are not convinced about it, how do you convey it to the other? And Baba tells that Baba gives us very beautiful names and titles today. Baba says you are the spiritual guide, and in the world there are physical guides. They will take you to some tirath, and you are the spiritual guide who connect everybody's yoga with Baba. But let me ask myself, what is my state of the believer? And because I know that's okay, because I've learned it from Baba, but do I believe in it? And if you believe in it, you can make the other person believe in it. And the second thing is behave. So I think when you believe in what Baba says, then you receive a lot of power, because there is a lot of strength in knowledge. And I think when you churn on knowledge and when you remember Baba, then your swaman, your self-esteem rises very highly. So when you listen to the Murli and when you remember Baba, then your self-esteem is very high, and Gyan and Yog per se can elevate your self-esteem like anything. But the thing is, if there is no integrity between your belief and behavior, then you end up losing that self-esteem. Yes, so because there is, in between this believing and behaving, there comes Maya. And there is the interference of old sanskars, and then Baba says that you have to meditate enough, you have to remember me enough to overthrow the pull of Maya. Yes, so Baba tells us that once you start fully being convinced about what I say and you want to put it into practice, then there'll be a lot of resistance from Maya. And if you want to overcome that resistance, then you have to draw in yoga power. You have to sit in Amrit Vela, remember me, fill yourself with yoga power. And I told you in one of the sessions that you need at least 3.5 hours of yoga one day, per day, to not be defeated by Maya. So, at least not doing something which is depleting your energy. I'm not talking about accumulating energy, But just to stay the way you are today, if you want to be in the same state tomorrow, then you have to have 3.5 hours of yoga. Because if that's not there, then Maya will deplete you to that extent until tomorrow. And we are depleting second by second, unless you are unaware. So you are getting depleted second by second. So Baba says that you need yoga to discern Maya and overcome the power of Maya. And if you don't do enough for yourself, so if you don't pay attention to yoga, if you don't pay attention to purity, if you don't pay attention to churning on Murli, then what will happen is you will know a lot, believe in a lot, but not behave accordingly. And then what happens when you don't have integrity between what you believe and what you behave? You lose your self-esteem. Then you start feeling like, oh, I'm a Brahmin and I'm taking so much from Baba, but I'm good for nothing. And then when Baba says you want to be a king, you look the other way. I king, no, I'm not here even to become a king. I'm not even contesting, because all that self-esteem is lost. And when you listen to Baba talking about being a king in Satyug, you don't even think about it, because all that self-esteem is lost. So it sounds like you will say, okay, it is very bizarre that we are talking about kings and this and that, and we are just, it will be good if we could just manage ourselves in this birth. But why don't you have the self-esteem to think that you would be a king? Because that self-esteem is lost between what you believe and how you behave. And if you want to maintain that integrity, then you have to pay a lot of attention to the directions that Baba gives in the Murli, the directions related especially to yoga, and then the directions related to purity, and the direction related to how you have to keep churning on knowledge and other stuff. And at least, to begin with, even if we are not doing anything else, just paying attention to being soul conscious. So, just time and again going to that awareness that I'm a soul and I'm peaceful, and let me just remember Baba for 10 seconds and fill myself. So, if you could do just this much also, it will help you if you're a beginner. And then in later stages, everything matters. So, Baba says, this is, and I was just thinking about this whole stuff, that why is it that, Baba is giving us such powerful methods and still we are not progressing the way we should, because in yesterday's Murli also Baba said that, everybody is doing well, but not as well as you could do. So, it's, and I was just thinking about this thing, where is the gap? And I felt that, most of the knowing doesn't translate into believing, and definitely not into behaving. And if I believe that I have to settle accounts, and in my behavior I'm increasing the accounts because I am very driven by ego and I am just picking a fight with everybody I get to pick a fight with, so then I will lose my self-esteem, right? Next time I sit and say I have to go home, then somebody tells you, no, but you are making every effort to just stay here. You are not planning to go home because you are picking fights all day. And why are you doing that? If you are on your way to pack up, then why are you doing that? So, this whole thing, knowing, believing and behaving, is very important, and we must pay attention to that. And in today's Murli, Baba says sweetness is a sign of greatness. And what is sweetness? So, these days people, so even, science tells you that when you eat something sweet, there are happy hormones releasing in the body. So, and that same science tells you that if you eat sweet, then you are getting diabetic. So, everything that is spiritual is confused to be physical, and it's not eating a sweet that makes you happy. It's being sweet that makes you happy. And when you are sweet, you taste the same sweetness that you taste when you eat a sweet, but minus the diabetes. Yes, so you can be, you don't have to eat a sweet, you can be sweet. And how do you be sweet? So just let the juices of love and peace and joy flow. Don't block them. So just allow yourself to smile and create loveful and peaceful and happy thoughts, and remember the ocean of sweetness, and just don't block your energy, and be sweet. And only a pure soul can be sweet, because purity is the foundation of all virtues. So when you have purity, when you're not body conscious, then you're sweet. And when you are sweet, you taste your sweetness all day. And anybody who is around you also has a taste of that sweetness which is you. And that is the sign of a great soul, When you're around a great soul, you feel sweet. You taste that sweetness, you get that fulfillment just by they being there. Their smile, their words, their everything, whatever they do, whatever exchange of energy you have, it makes you feel like you've got something from them. That's the sign of greatness. And we have to be sweet, and sweetness has its foundation in purity. And when we are pure, when we are working on being egoless, when we are working on our body consciousness, when we are following Srimad, then we become very sweet. And when you're sweet, you don't run after people, places and things to give you an experience of sweetness. So people, places and things run behind you because they want to experience the sweetness you have. But you don't run after anyone, because you are yourself sweet. You are the one that everybody is attracted to and everybody wants to be with. So that's sweetness.